Hello, my lovelies. Right. So, well, girl has to compose herself, doesn't she? I have just been sat here creating the workbooks for the 7-month Authority Mastermind. I know, some would say it's a bit late, but just tapping into energies and everything else that's going on at the moment and getting alpha out there. One of the things that came to Alpha's my latest book, by the way. It's all about female genital jubilation. Who doesn't like a little bit of female genital jubilation? Female genital mutilation, rape within marriage and domestic violence, as well as a little bit of blood diamonds and sex trafficking, all thrown in for good measure. Now that might seem like a really horrific book to read, but these books in the Sacral series, they're not like that. They're talking about someone's trauma and what they've done, because there are things in this world where we could all go, oh, poor me, I went through this. And then you've got the game changers that went, yeah, this happened. And you know what? I'm here to make a change in the world. I'm here to make sure this does not happen to anybody else. That's what the Sacral series is about. And as I'm sat here writing the workbooks for the 7-month Authority Mastermind, it's occurred to me that I probably haven't shared enough of what the content is about. Yes, I've said it's about leadership, in the past and in the present, and new modalities and culture and human rights. But a little bit about me and how I'm actually writing these workbooks, because I used to be a teacher. Love teaching. I have done so many workbooks for students, not just, the little ones, the little cherubs, but going all the way up into high school. I'm doing a PhD in international law and social justice at the moment. So a lot of what I'm learning and a lot of the history that I have studied over the years is actually going into this book. And I've gone, you know what, this, it's a bloody university course that I'm writing. I've also delivered a lot of university lectures over the years. So no wonder these workbooks are better than, your slides and a few pointers here and there that we get given at a lot of these business events. Now, like, come on, what do I say? Let's be honest here. When we go along to these masterminds, which really are only a conference, they're just regurgitating what we've already known or what we've already read in Simon Sinek's book, or whether what we've read in Prager's book when he wrote, it wasn't Prager was the publisher, Joseph Rost, when he wrote about leadership in the 21st century. Amazing. I love his stuff. We could be looking at, some of the stuff that we're seeing banding around, what is culture? But when I was doing my PhD, I'm doing it with Oxford University, so, pretty out there. Some of the stuff that was happening within this group, I was actually really quite surprised at some of the comments that were being made. Not just by some of the participants, but by my professor. She was absolutely lovely, by the way. Absolutely love Marisol. She wouldn't let us call us professor either. It had to be Marisol. That's her culture, right? Whereas, if you're English, then it has to be professor. And one of the things that really struck me about doing these modules for my PhD and building the framework to actually accelerate my thesis. I don't have to do all these additional modules. I can just dive straight in. But I was like, no, I want to refresh my memory. I want to look at, a little bit more. And the Sacral series ties into my PhD, ties into some awards that I'm going for. But as I'm writing these workbooks, I'm thinking, I really need to explain to people these are not your normal business mastermind workbooks. It's all blank page and a few lines for you to write on. They're history lessons, they're geography lessons, they're sociology and anthropological lessons, they're psychology lessons. They're incredible books in and of their own. And I'm like, well, I'm going to have to sell these individually afterwards. I'm going to have to sell these as individual modules. This is amazing. I'm bloody brilliant. In the most humblest of ways, obviously. Now, as you can see, I don't take myself very seriously at all, but it doesn't mean to say that I'm not intelligent. It doesn't mean to say that I'm not a taskmaster. And when the spaces that I'm creating and the content that I'm creating in these workbooks, because each of the chosen 11, they will be chosen. I've had a few people inquire, but they're just not ready to go all in. Not their admission, not mine. I would have been very happy to work with them, but they're just not ready for the long haul. They're not ready to dive deep into this. And this is the thing with global leaders that transform their industries. We have to go all in. We have to say, you know what? This is my purpose. And I don't care whether I can, whether I have to forego something else to be able to do this. I don't care if this financially pulls me forward. I don't care whether people are going to, when I actually come out the other end, are going to like who they see at the other end, because this is a transformational course like no other. I'm not a transformational coach. My work is transformational in and of itself. Writing a book, the standard and the depth of the book that the Sacred 11 will be writing alongside this mastermind will be incredibly powerful books that change the world. I know that. I have no doubt in my mind, in my entire being, that that's what's going to happen. Because when we're in this, doing these workbooks, I'm actually going, right, okay, I want you to think about this for your book. I want you to think about this. People want an author coach. A lot of people want to write a book and they want to get it published. This mastermind isn't just a business blueprint, an expansion of your brand. This mastermind isn't just learning about leadership and cultural diversity and cross-cultural communication and human rights and social justice and egoic selves and branding and then the media mastery. No, this is a deep dive author coaching program with a publishing package thrown in for good measure. And the people that join this are going to have such an exceptional journey of self-discovery. They're going to learn things about themselves that they never even knew was even possible for them to know about themselves. They're going to get present to just who they are. Now, one of my clients who wants to do this, he told me this, bloody hell, this is an MBA on steroids. I'm like, yeah. I mean, like he's in recovery after our last working session, aren't you, Jake? He's in recovery. Because I call you forward. I hold you accountable. I get you present to your truth and why. You know, and this is the thing. I have challenged so many people just with book titles, just with the way I live my life. Like, oh my God, what do you mean she's still traveling around the world during a pandemic? What do you mean she's travelled from the tip of South America, having sailed across the Atlantic for 3 months? Like 3 months at sea? What? Yeah, I have travelled since October 2019. I crossed the Atlantic for 3 months. And since December 2019, I've made my way up through South America, into Central America along the Amazon River. And now here I am in Colombia. There's a picture there of part of Colombia and another one there, look. We're going to have a lot of fun on this journey because, you know, if it's not fun, why are we even doing it? But it is serious work. Transforming the world and industries that we work in is serious work. Now, if you are in the education system and you do not like what you're seeing and you want to transform it and you want to write a book exposing what's going on and offering solutions for the problems you see, because this is a solutions orientated mastermind or a mini degree, if you like. And if you work in media and you are seeing what is happening, and there's a lot happening in the media right now where people really do not trust a journalist. They don't trust the news stations. They don't trust anything. And if you want to be the person who puts the journalism, the future of journalism back into integrity, If you're a police officer or you work in the justice legal system and you're seeing what's happening in the world right now and you want to make a change and you want people to trust your uniform, or you want someone to trust that black cape that you wear and the white wig. I call it a cape. I think Batman, you know. I'm a mother of boys. Of course, I'm going to think Batman. Superheroes. You know, and also the corporate world. There is a lot of abuse in the corporate world. There is a lot of narcissism and ego and arrogance in the corporate world. And it's not until, I call them the corpses of the corporate world, wake up and see what's actually happening outside of the corporate world, that they actually realise, oh my gosh, there's so much more to life than the six-figure salary from a corporation that is actually abusing their staff and working them like donkeys. If you work in the pharmaceutical industry, I think there's a lot of work we can do in that field, don't you? So if you are somebody who wants to really truly step into your power and you want a degree, an MBA on steroids and a mastermind, not just with me, but with 6 other award-winning, internationally recognised leaders in their field, people that have worked at the highest level of government. That probably doesn't say a lot, but this chap, I'm an activist. I'm probably very anti-establishment. So, you know, me choosing to work with this chap, Robert Keston, human rights, oh my gosh, what he doesn't know about human rights is probably not even worth knowing, to be honest. If you want to join me and my team and see all of these journeys, all these magical journeys unfold, and all of this power that we're going to unleash in the world, if you want that, then you need to message me. Because I want to just play around with some numbers here, because there are so many journeys that are going to happen on this. It's not just the 6, 7 of us that are leading this. It's not just the 11 that are taking part. Okay, with the 11 people that take part and get chosen, add to that the 7 of us. Well, you know, that's 18 journeys right there. Plus another journey of us as a collective, that's a 19th journey. And then when we look at each of the individual journeys between one of the mentors and one of the participants, and then one of the mentors with 2 of the participants, and then the engagement and the relationships that are built between each of the participants, either as a one-on-one or a one-on-two, or, you know, as a group, the number of collaborations, the number of opportunities that spring out of this mastermind. Like, I probably need to get my son, who has just done advanced maths, to work out how many relationships and collaborations are possible with this. But we're already probably into thousands here, okay? At least 1,000 collaborations are going to be happening and journeys are going to be taken. And that is why I'm being so careful with who I choose to bring on board, because we all have to work together for the 7 months. 7 modules over 7 months, and each of those modules has got 7 topics within them. Okay, and then in the 8th month, you're going to finish off your manuscript. The end of the 8th month, you're going to send it to me so I can get it edited and I can get it proofread and then put it into the publishing process. And then a month later, you're going to have your book ready on sale to transform your life, your industry, and the cause that you are fighting for. The mentors and I are also going to be publishing our own book as well. So there's, you know, there is that. There's 12 books coming out of this mastermind. And as a book geek, that's very exciting. So if you are ready for a real workbook experience, a real mastermind experience, a real transformational, game-changing experience, then send me a direct message and let's see if you are fit for this workbook, this mastermind. I'm so excited about these workbooks, I cannot tell you. If you're fit for this mastermind and you think you can work with some of this crazy going on, then do send me a direct message and let's see what we can get going. All right then, I'm going to go and finish the first workbook. I'm so excited. Much love. Ciao.